So, Hinamatsuri is an anime series produced by Studio Feel, based on the manga of the same name by Misawa Otake, about a girl named Hina with telekinetic powers who crash lands in the apartment of a rich Yakuza member named Nita, who, fearing her immense power, subsequently takes her in, and the two slowly form a familial bond as they and those around them deal with absurdity both mundane and extraordinary, from telekinetic assassins to middle school bartenders to the eternal struggle posed by teleportation balls.
人生でたまに起こることなんてあります。そうそうないと思う。
When I first heard about the show, I honestly did not care for it. I didn't expect it to be a series I would enjoy, but after hearing the praise it was getting, I gave it a chance out of curiosity and now can very safely say that it's one of my favorite shows of the year. The artwork is nicely stylized without feeling like it's gone overboard, and the animation has this rough fluidity to it that breathes that much extra life into every little movement. There's little I can say that the clips currently playing won't easily be able to convey, but suffice to say, visually the show is a feast for the eyes. Of course, this would be meaningless without the show's strong cast. It's filled with well fleshed out characters with distinct personalities that, as exaggerated as they are, feel true to life and who, over the course of the series, shake off their initial archetypes and reveal the conflicted complexity buried deep in their hearts. Most of the time, at least. Their respective dynamics and interpersonal conflicts not only make for some great entertainment, but manages to subvert our expectations of who they really are. And that subversive nature is integral to the show's humor. Now, of course, almost all comedy is based on upending one's expectations, but there's something distinctly unique about the way that Hinamatsuri approaches it. It doesn't just do something you don't expect for the sake of a laugh. It's carefully constructed so as to not only flip your assumptions about these characters in the show on its head, even at times taking cliched old jokes and tropes in new directions to do so, but does it in a way that adds to the characters and their growth. For example, in episode 2, there's a plot about Nita realizing that him taking care of Hina is affecting his bachelor lifestyle, and he subsequently starts leaving her alone at night so he can go and have fun out on the town. Hina is annoyed by the fact that he's having fun without her, and one night decides to try and follow him to see what he's up to. But after talking about her problem with Utako, a friend of Nita's and the owner of his favorite bar, Utako encourages her to tell Nita how she's feeling instead of bottling it up, and at the climax of the episode, she does just that.
キャバクラに行ってみたい。
そっか、行くか。
The ethics of bringing a teenage girl to a hostess club aside, this moment is about a funny gag whose resulting ridiculousness only builds on itself, but also acts as a strong moment of character growth for both Nita and Hina. For Hina, it helps her to realize it's important to communicate how you feel with people so that your problems can be resolved. And for Nita, it helps him to realize that Hina isn't a drag on his life and in many ways can and does add to it. The show's comedy isn't just funny, it's meaningful. But for as funny as the show is, thinking of it purely as a comedy I think almost does a disservice to how well it balances its humor with its drama. The journeys each of these characters take throughout the series are honest and at points almost too relatable. Whether it be Nita realizing that for as annoying as he finds Hina to be at the best of times, he does care about her. Or how Hina learns to become more empathetic and open with those she cares about. But in this regard, I think Anzu's story quite literally steals the show. Granted, it's hard to describe without explicitly spoiling it, but rest assured, her growth from selfishness and arrogance to kindness and consideration is one that, even a good 2-ish weeks after watching, still gets me emotional just thinking about it. Like, Christ, I did not sign up for this roller coaster of feels, man. I want off already! Hinamatsuri isn't just a great comedy. It's also a down-to-earth and emotionally resonant story that reminds us to take a step back and appreciate the things in life we often take for granted, especially the people we share it with, and to be able to express our gratitude for it when we can, because we never know when it might end up being too late to do so. Man, sometimes you forget that this show has girls with telekinetic superpowers. Oh yeah, wait a minute! Hinamatsuri is a show I did not to expect to enjoy as much as I did, and I'm glad I eventually gave it a chance. From its artwork to its characters to its clever comedy and heartwarming story, it's a series that didn't just subvert my expectations, it went above and beyond them, and for me, that's what makes it so fun to watch. And yeah, those are my thoughts. I didn't mean to make 2 fun to watch videos in a row, but oh my god, this video was a nightmare. I spent a week going through draft after draft after draft of this thing before literally the night before recording this, I scrapped it and started all over again. God, I f***ing So, yeah, how was your week? Anyway, let me know what you think. If you agree, disagree, what you do with telekinetic powers, if you think Anzu is the best character to show because you know it's true, etc. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this and want to see more, then be sure to watch my last video where I explain why Selza Work's terrifying absurdity makes it so fun to watch. Or check out my video on Darling and the FranXX's ending and why, for me, it fell apart. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe to come fly at me. You can also follow me on Twitter for more updates about this channel and other stuff, and hopefully, I'll see you later.